Hi everyone, I'm Mary with Mary Greeley News. Thank you for joining me. Here's an update what's going on at Yellowstone. Those earthquakes there in Idaho along the Sawtooth Rift are still ongoing, and occasionally the magnitude, like 3.6, 3.9 are registering and shaking up the caldera here. The cases of coronavirus there in Idaho have surpassed the numbers there that they have in Oregon. Evidently, they're still allowing church services, and even though it's mandated for everyone to stay at home, Tim Remington, who's a legislator there, who's also a pastor, continues to hold church services. And people need to stay at home. All it takes is one person who's asymptomatic, not showing any symptoms of the virus, to spread it to others. And because of the smaller areas not having the software or whatever it is they need to do testing, many places, many people are waiting 10, 14 days to find out if they do have the coronavirus. Yeah, it's not the seasonal flu. You know, when you got people that are dying, children, young adults, and especially those with compromised immune systems dying from this virus, you need to do what you can to save their lives and not spread the virus. So here we have the borehole for Yellowstone Lake. Like I said, Yellowstone Lake's been showing a lot of activity, and this is an earthquake right here that occurred in Idaho. Let me show you the signature as it came in. This here was a magnitude 3.8. They're not labeling Chalice, Idaho, excuse me. Let me show you the felt reports. We got 223 people that felt this 3.8. It was reported near Caldwell. And over here, let's see, up there in the Smoky Mountains, Sawtooth National Forest. And it doesn't show. Bedrock Flat, Dutch Flat, North Crane Creek, and all the way over here to Yankee Fork, Mill Creek, Round Valley. There we go. Yeah, Chalice, Idaho. And it shook for a while. You can see that right here. These are minute marks. And then we got another one that occurred there at 1411. That was a magnitude 3.6. And we got the moment tensor ball, which is different than this 3.8. Let me go back to this. There we go. Got the P wave that came in initially from the west. Tension was applied going up, whereas this moment tensor ball, tension was applied going west. The initial first wave that you hear of the earthquake came from the south. So this is an indication this fault line has a lot of stress still built up. I'll try and make this bigger for you. You can see it's following along the Sawtooth fault line. Yeah, and then on the 31st, that was the magnitude 6.5 that occurred. Today is April 6th, 2020. I want to throw that in there. People always wonder, what date was the report that you did? Now, I had reported before that magnitude 6.5 how there was uplift across the park prior to that, and that the Snake River Plateau was showing the intrusion of the magma. There's two places where the magma comes in there to the caldera of Yellowstone. One's from the Snake River Plateau, and the other one comes in from the south, from the Gulf of Mexico. But we got, let's see, we got this one here, which was a 0.3, a 2.2, and yeah, there was a whole swarm, or three of them there, a 1.6, a 1.4, I can't get that one. I don't want to move this. Here we go. Another 1.4. Up over here in this area is one of the two resurgent domes. This would be the Sour Creek resurgent dome. Close to there was a 1.8. And then down over here where the camera is at is the Mallard Lake resurgent dome. And that's that hill that you see here. That's actually the resurgent dome, the top where the magma is pushing up on the ground. Now, another thing I talked about too is all the trees that have been recently dying off in the last couple of years. These trees grew during a time when everything was quiet before Yellowstone started to recharge. So the trees grew up, and then Yellowstone decided it was going to start recharging. The gases started coming up, the heat started coming up, and many of the trees started dying. It's kind of hard to see right now because of the recent snowfall. Currently it's 30 degrees there. They're expecting a high of maybe 40 tomorrow on Tuesday. And it's steadily going up and going down. Looks like the high will be Thursday, 45. They did not know when they built the campground, the park, the hotels at Old Faithful, that this area was actually part of the whole system that feeds into Old Faithful. Maybe 3 years ago they came in and put ground penetrating radar and machines there around Old Faithful. Here's an example of what they discovered. This is the hydro system that feeds up into Old Faithful. Split cone, Old Faithful Inn, which you can see on the camera. And the river, Mallard Lake, that resurgent dome. Yeah, see how it rises up? We'll go back to the live camera. If they would move the camera, which of course they're not going to do on demand, but the hotel, the camera here is on top of one of the hotels. And then there's another hotel off towards the right. Here's an image, and this is the location of the current camera, the hotel that they moved it to. Over here we got another lodge, and sometimes you can see the cabins that are up over here. But that whole area has been built on top of the hydrothermal location for Old Faithful. So we got Beehive Geyser. This is Beehive right up in here in this location, I believe. I'll be able to tell you if they zoomed in a little bit better, but the camera is located right on top of the roof. I believe last year they had some either ravens or crows that were sitting there on the camera, and I showed images of that last year. Just shows you how research there at Yellowstone has been lacking, but it's closed now. Many of the parks are closed because of the coronavirus. Now, many of you remember when Ear Spring erupted. That was the first time in like 70 years. I use this little line of trees as reference. Ear Spring is right up over here to the left. Behind this walk, it kind of curves around, and that's where Ear Spring is at. This is Firehole River. So this borehole, it's a very deep well, borehole 208, is up over here. It is on land, it's not in the lake. And I talked about the spreading and the activity going on at Yellowstone Lake. They got this fracture zone, and they got spreading where, yeah, it's being pushed apart, widening. So this is that 3.6 that happened there along that fault zone, Sawtooth Mountain, the fault zone. And we'll look at the P wave that came in. And then there's been lots of small, harmonic tremors. Yeah, it shook up the caldera where we got magma, on the move. They are only reporting 29 earthquakes for the week. The most recent was a 0.2 for today and a 1.0. We got 12:23 and just after midnight, 54 minutes after midnight. Now this is all universal time. But we have a small one here at 11:43 not being reported. And then the one at, let's see. Okay, 11:49. Trying to find the other one. The other one doesn't look like. Does it show up here? 11:57. Yeah, that one does not show up here at the borehole for Yellowstone Lake. 13:01. You can see all the earthquakes are not reporting. 13:02. Another little one there. 13:04. Another one shortly after. 13:39. Yeah, harmonic tremors. That means magma is flowing, coming up into the system. 13:50. Let's see here. 13:51. And this is what it was doing when I pulled the files. You can see another one here, 15:53. Yeah, it is pulsating. Yeah, boom, 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 boom. Yeah, they screwed up the numbers, changed the settings, the microradians, so high that you can't see what's going on. This is Yellowstone Lake, borehole 208. Yeah, don't you just love that? And look. Now remember, Yellowstone is only one of 5 volcanoes that they're watching what the magma is doing under the ground. And look how it kind of like is flowing more easterly for this borehole. We got an earthquake way over there. This is set at 2 microradians. And then the last 30 days. Yeah, so if you look at it here, we got a trend where the magma is slowly working its way under the ground going east, and then this gives you a better indication of what's going on in the last week. The monitor for Grant. Well, they're expecting it to suddenly rise up. Yeah. Look how they got it set, and we got all this space up here. This is for the last week. Last 7 days. And then going to the last 30 days. And this is set at 5 microradians. Again, X is north, Y is east, but this is the ground itself. If you're looking north, east, south, and west. But under the ground, the magma is moving east. But the ground itself, which is getting very brittle from all the earthquakes, is rising up more in the north. And that would be the Norris Junction, Madison River area. Both of these earthquakes, you can see we got Heben Lake, we got the Madison River area, and Norris Junction is over here. Both of these recent earthquakes that they are reporting are close to the Madison River area. Yeah, I was going to say airport because I was looking at the airport there. The tilt meter for Norris Junction. X is north. Y is east. Yeah, were they expecting some great uplift? Last 7 days. And then the last 30 days. Here we have the monitor for Grant. Now this is on the western side of Yellowstone Lake, which would be in this area. Now this monitor they put in for some reason when the borehole, they had problems with the monitor for the borehole for Grant, and so they put this one in. And I'll zoom in so you can see the location of this monitor. I want to show you too. Let me pull this out. Here we got Yellowstone Lake. And let me pull it up to today's earthquakes, which is over here. This is the Snake River Plateau, where the magma had originally come up during the different eruptions, and this here is the location of the 3.8 earthquake, and this here is Sawtooth fault line. So this is the monitor for Grant, and we definitely got an earthquake there at 11:13 in about 45 seconds, a little bit more. Not being reported It's not caused by any of these earthquakes here in Chalice, Idaho. Nothing large enough to do that. We got one at 11:42, a 3.1. But this one came in sooner before that. And there's the gases and the hot water that came up. And this is what it was showing when I pulled the file. Yeah, look at the melt, the line of melt. And then we got harmonic tremors up over here. Let's see if I can do this. Kind of hard. Let me pull this. Let's see if I can pull up. We got several in red. We got one here at 15:12, not being reported. 17:14. Another dinky one. Where's that one at? 18:50. Yeah, there's all kinds of them here. There we go. 16:20. See, there's multiple ones. Now, this is yesterday, universal time. You can see over here. Let me pull this over a little bit so you can see the date. This is today. Yeah, look at that. Can you see that? How it goes up and down, up and down, up and down. We got another earthquake right there. Yeah, and they only reported 29. You look at the heat that came up. That would be 2032. And this is that, 3.6? And then there was some other was before that. Look at that. 1053. Look at the heat that one brought up. Again, this is at Grant Village. Did I say Denny Creek? No, it's Grant Village. Yeah, look at the earthquakes. Yeah, nothing is happening. We got a screw wave right here. Let me see if I can pull that. And we got another one there. Yeah, there's all kinds of them. All kinds of them. But they are only reporting 29 earthquakes in the last week. Shame on them. Alright, here we have the monitor for Heben Lake, or Heben Lake. Excuse me. And this is what? 11:43. We got some more stuff here. 11:49. Let me pull this over. 12:24. They are reporting a 0.2 at 12:23. Let's look at the wave. Now, see, it came in at 12:24. They're off on their time. Another small one. 11:56. Let's see. 11:31. We got two of them there. Got a little thickening of the lines there. And this is what it was showing when I pulled the file. Alright, we got a screw wave here. Right there. Yep, the heat came up. Okay, we'll go up over here. This one's in red. 54. Is that the one they did report? That's supposed to be a 1.0. 8.8 kilometers in depth. So that's about 5.5 miles in depth. Manual has it as high as 1.07. That would be Norris Junction. And automatic by the computer at Purple Mountain. They always come in higher for some reason at Purple Mountain. A 1.12. And that is marked in red. We got another small one at 23:46. Not being reported. 23:06. Not being reported. Let's pull this up here. This is that, what was it? 3.8. See, the computer picked it up. And there's its signature. Let's go over a little bit. And then, yeah, see how it lasted a while? All the way over here. And we got some other little stuff here. Let's see. And then this one here would be the 3.4, We got more stuff going on here. And then we'll come down to the, look at that, 1750. Let's go back up there and look at the signature. Yeah, the harmonic tremors here. Let's look at that. See how the heat came up during this time? Yeah, we got more down here. And see how the heat's up there at the top and also at the bottom? And then the other stuff that I had already showed you. Yeah. So anyways, that's all I have for you right now. Looks like we got more snow melting. I thought I saw a buffalo earlier today in the back. Yeah, they're moving it around. We'll take a minute and see what they're looking at. If there wasn't the snow on the trees, you could see the die-off a lot better than what we can see right now. You can see the channel of water coming, running, melting the snow. Well, they moved the camera again. We can see some of the buffalo down here. Yeah, foraging. Yeah, I wish they'd zoom in on the buffalo, but evidently they're looking more at what's going on with the different geysers. And that's a shame, because I think people would be more interested in, the camera stuff, the wildlife there. But they're interested in what's going on with the magma. Anyways, thank you for watching. Please stay safe. God bless you all. And I'll talk to you later.